Early on Saturday morning, a large crowd of tearful mourners have already gathered at Diogo Jota's hometown, Gondomar in Portugal, before the funeral ceremony started at 10 a.m. at the Resurrection Church Chapel, where the burial ceremony is being jointly held for the Liverpool football player, Diogo Jota, and his brother, Silva, who lost their lives in a car accident in Spain while driving his Lamborghini vehicle along the highway in Cernadilla, Zamora, Spain. Barely 10 days he married his high school classmate, Rute Cardoso, in Porto on Sunday, June 22, after a 13-year relationship and 3 children together. Local media and residents at the funeral ceremony reported that the players and technical staff of Liverpool have already arrived at the Resurrection Chapel in Gondomar for the funeral of the Liverpool forward, Diogo Jota, and his brother, Silva. The Liverpool squad, as seen in early videos and photographs, United States, U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, has filed a lawsuit against a Nigeria citizen, Bokan, for allegedly defrauding the U.S. President, Donald Trump, and his vice, J.D. Vance, the sum of 460 million naira by thus sending fake email messages to U.S. citizens in December 2024 to contribute and help to fund the presidential inauguration ceremony of Trump and Vance. This notwithstanding, Nigeria government has shown great commitment in helping the United States and other countries in the world recover funds stolen by Nigerians from foreigners, as it was evidenced in one of such occasions earlier this year when the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, handed over billions of naira equivalent to Charles Smith, the legal attaché of the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, at the Embassy of the United States in Nigeria, and representatives of other countries. Nigeria President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has joined millions of sports lovers in Nigeria and across the globe to mourn the death of ex-Super Eagles iconic goalkeeper Peter Rufai, fondly called Dodomayana, with the president describing the football legend as a great patriotic citizen who hailed from a royal family and brushed aside the glamour and privileges of a royal family to become one of the first set of professional football players in Nigeria and one of the patriotic sportsmen who wrote the names in gold in the annals of sports in Nigeria and Africa continent in general. According to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in a press release issued by the presidential spokesperson, Bayo Onanuga, and made available soon after the death of Peter Rufai was announced on Thursday evening, Peter Rufai was an inimitable goalkeeper. In quotes, the statement reads, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu expresses great sadness at the passing of legendary Super Eagles goalkeeper Peter Rufai, who was Annie Macaulay, the one that may be a good example of the statement, her yet to be officially divorced husband and apparent king of women love affairs, Innocent Idibia aka Two-Face, Barber, who had said in a recent podcast interview that man can love one woman, but for lovemaking, man is not built for one woman, a statement that is probably a fact of how he was seemingly and truly in love with just Annie Macaulay, but he was sleeping around with other women, and got Sumbo Ajaba and Pero Adeniyi pregnant that gave birth to his first son and daughter respectively, while he only got married to Annie Macaulay legally and traditionally. On Thursday, Annie Macaulay took to her social media handles with a video and photographs of her 11-year-old daughter, Olivia Idibia's graduation ceremony to say, being a mum is her best part in life, making the statement amidst family and some members of the public's concerns over the love affair between Edo State lawmaker, Honorable Natasha Asawaru, and operatives of the Edo State Police Command of the Nigeria Police Force have arrested one Bello Salami at the Benin airport, renamed as Oba Akanzua 2 Airport, while the suspected member of Mafite's secret cult group was trying to flee the state after he was allegedly involved in the killing of 3 persons said to be members of the state vigilante group in the ongoing rising cult war in Edo State, where many people have been killed in recent weeks in areas like Auchi and Benin City, the state capital. According to the Edo State Police Command in a statement issued and made available by the command spokesperson, Moses Yamu, on Thursday evening, the fight against cultism and other heinous crimes in Edo State and the bid to restore confidence in the public has been further demonstrated by the Edo State Police Command with the recent successes recorded across the state, especially with the arrest of one Bello Salami, 33 years, member of the Maphite confraternity who was fingered in the recent killing of 3. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has commended and praised the efforts of personnel at the Israel Institute for Intelligence and Special Operations, known in Hebrew word as Mossad, over the fall of Bashar al-Assad regime in Syria early December 2024, apparently corroborating the statement issued by the Iran Supreme Leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, in late December 2024 that the fall of President al-Assad regime was a plan orchestrated by Israel and the United States, US, under the leadership of then-President Joe Biden. This, Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the 68th session of the United Nations General Assembly on October 1, 2013, said that Iran directly participated in Assad's murder and massacre of tens of thousands of innocent men, women and children in Syria, used chemical weapons against its own people, and in 2010, the ousted Syrian President Bashar al-Anambra State Command of the Nigeria Police Force has attributed the cause of mass killing or massacre of a particular ethnic group of Ebonyi indigenes at Ogboji community in Arumba South local government area of the state on Monday at the late hour of the every Monday sit-at-home most people in the southeast states used as meeting days to an internal crisis, rocking members of the Association of the Ebonyi Development Town Union in Anambra State, with the Commissioner of Police, Ikioye Oratugu, stating in a statement issued after he personally visited the scene of crime on Wednesday that the group attacked were members of the factional union of Ebonyi people living in Ogboji, with the survivors' testimonies suggesting that the massacre was initially an assassination plot targeted at the factional leader of the group, but, after the suspected assassins identified and shot dead the leader of the Ebonyi Union factional group, the gang leader of the suspected assassins ordered his men to shoot at everyone already lying face down, probably because, after watching his elder brother, Innocent Idibia aka Two-Face, Two-Barber took to Instagram social media early morning midnight on Wednesday to post a video of him, Two-Face, apologizing to Natasha Asawaru and the general public over the opinion he had expressed in a podcast interview. The African Queen music maestro's younger brother, Charles Idibia aka Charlie Brave, also took to Instagram nearly around noon on Wednesday to narrate how his elder brother, Two-Face, is currently and allegedly living in bondage in the hand of Natasha Asawaru, specifically stating that it was Natasha Asawaru who used Two-Face's social media handle to announce to the public Two-Face's marriage breakup with Annie Macaulay, adding, Natasha Asawaru do go through Two-Face's phone, deleting WhatsApp messages she does not like, narrating also how Natasha Asawaru allegedly impersonated Two-Face by thus writing on Two-Face's social media page, where the allegedly impersonated. In April 2025, Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu traveled to the United States, US, and held meetings with President Donald Trump, only returned from the official trip and intensified more aggressive military campaigns in Gaza and staged a military confrontation with Iran, which led to the killing of almost 1,000 Iranians in a 12-day war with the Islamic country. This, on Tuesday, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told his cabinet members that he will travel to the US next week to hold very important security meetings with President Donald Trump and the US lawmakers, amongst others, while specifically telling the cabinet members that the details of the scheduled meetings are things he cannot reveal at the briefing. According to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, I am due to leave next week for meetings in the US with US President Donald Trump, Vice President Vance, Secretary of State and National Security Advisor Marco Rubio, Africa Queen Maestro, Innocent Idibia aka Two-Face, Two-Barber may be one of the people on earth that practices what he preaches, with his current sermons while speaking on the latest episode of the 234 Mzansi podcast hosted by Annie Emanuel, known as Nedu Wazobia, and others, giving vivid picture of what he has been and who he really is, clearly and distinctly telling the general public that a man can truly be in love with one woman he actually loves so passionately, but a man is not born or built to make love with just one woman. This statement obviously and apparently defines who Two-Face really is, as it may be interesting to know that Two-Face has eldest son and daughter who are less than 4 months older than each other from 2 different women,
Sambo Ajaba and Pero Adanii, the seemly women affair maestro, was making love with both women while he seems to be passionately in love with Annie Macaulay, who his fans and the general public know more about until
Barrister Afeni Ejiofor, the former lawyer to the detained Biafra Republic agitation leader, Nnamdi Kanu, has called on Anambra state government under the leadership of Governor Charles Chukwuma Soludo and security agencies in the state to conduct a thorough investigation into the killing of 13 Ebonyi indigenes by yet-to-be-identified gunmen while the victims were having an end-of-month meeting at a location in Ogboji community, Arumba South local government area of Anambra state on Monday evening. It was gathered that the incident occurred around 5 to 7 p.m. on Monday when the unknown gunman invaded the venue of the meeting with 2 sport utility vehicles, SUV, and ordered the people at the meeting to lie face down and demanded for the group minutes of meeting before the unknown gunman opened fire on the victims, with 13 of them reportedly killed, which the Anambra State Police Command of the Nigeria Police Force confirmed 10 persons to be dead during the attack, stating, "Others sustained." Men of the Nigeria Police Force in Imo State have arrested a 42-year-old woman, Ngozi Enyenwa, during a stop-and-search operation with 12 little children allegedly stolen while she was on the road to Abia State, where she had planned to use the alleged stolen children for street begging. Imo State Police Command, in a news release made available at the weekend by the Command Public Relations Officer, DSP Okoye Henry, said the arrest of the woman has led to the discovery of a child trafficking network that exploits minors for street begging in Aba in Abia State. In the statement, the police said, the Imo State Police Command, through an intelligence-led stop-and-search operation, has arrested one Ngozi Enyenwa, 42 years old, of Amudum Ohakelem in Ngor, Okpala local government area, and rescued 12 suspected stolen children on the 20th of June 2025 along the Owerri-Aba Express Road. This arrest led to the
Bringing you the news in a more digital way.